18 away from 8 o'clock. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Nicole Dann-Payne is with us this morning. She's from IRMC. She is a registered dietitian, and this is National Nutrition Month, so really important to talk to her. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you in the studio with us again as we talk about diet and nutrition at a really important juncture of the year. We get through the holidays, and maybe some of us ate too much, maybe some of us ate too much of the wrong thing, and we've been trying to work that all off. And now here comes bathing suit season for some, just outdoor season. You want to feel good about yourself, and you want to feel that you're in condition to do the things that you want to do. And diet's a really important part of that, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's definitely an important aspect depending on an individual's goals and what they're trying to achieve for themselves. Mm-hmm. But it's also really important for our health and well-being for the long haul, the long term. I know sometimes people may be thinking about the short term, like you'd mentioned about bathing suit season, but I'm really thinking too about how we can live a long, healthy life.
Yeah. We think of things like energy level. That obviously is impacted by what we're eating, and strength and well-being, the ability to move about, but really overall health and what you're eating and putting into your body, and that's a really important part of Nutrition Month too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. National Nutrition Month is an annual campaign by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and it really invites and encourages folks to learn to make informed food choices and to develop healthy eating habits and physical activity habits.
When we grew up, there was always that food pyramid that we were shown. And then we were shown a plate, a picture of a plate with the different food groups on it. There were all kinds of different triggers or signs about how it is that we should be treating diet and nutrition. I don't know, you do. Are those things still in effect? Are we still thinking in that way, or are there other ways?
I mean, it depends on an individual and their, again, depending on what their goals are and their current state of health. However, getting back to the basics is always fundamental when thinking about nutrition and health and wellness. And I do feel that the USDA's My Plate is always a great place to start. It's an easy to understand concept. It encourages folks to get, half of their plate coming from nutrient-dense whole fruits and vegetables that offer fiber and antioxidants, while looking to lean sources of protein, particularly those with healthier fats like fish and seafood to get those omega-3s, and then looking to whole grains that offer us, again, dietary fiber, different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. So I think it's important for folks to consider starting where they are, and that's where a dietitian can really meet an individual where they are and helping them make small changes, maybe not taking on too much at once, but, starting maybe with one meal or snack where they could adjust in making better choices, and it doesn't even have to be every day.
I want to talk about that with you in a second, but you said something that piqued my interest. A lot of things. But when we talk about diet and nutrition and IRMC, we think, okay, IRMC, that's the hospital, that's where we go when we're sick. But you can actually prevent us from getting sick. And IRMC has programs and folks like you to help us to do that. So folks can actually call IRMC or go to IRMC, make an appointment to meet with a dietitian, and really set up their whole eating and lifestyle plan.
Yes. Our IRMC Institute for Healthy Living, there are 3 of us registered dietitians there. Each of us have some different specialties. My colleague Lori is skilled with diabetes and working with folks managing diabetes. But for anyone just wanting to improve their health and well-being, they can absolutely work with us. Personally, I specialize in sports nutrition. I'm a board-certified sports dietitian. So I'm skilled at helping athletes maximize their performance through the power of nutrition.
Wow. So when they get into training, they need to see somebody like you.
if they want an edge over their competitors and want to reach their athletic goals, absolutely.
Wow. So the right foods before competition, during training, setting up that whole lifestyle type of thing, that's really important to your performance on the field.
Definitely. I know I grew up as an athlete. I learned that firsthand and quickly learned about the power of nutrition, which led me to pursue studying it. But yes, depending on the athlete's goals, maybe there's some weight management and body composition goals. Maybe it's an energy factor. Maybe it's learning how much to eat, what to eat, and when to eat, which really is the essence of good sports nutrition for optimizing performance.
Yeah. Well, it used to be we would just say, all right, it's before the big game or before the big race. Load up on carbs, eat a big plate of spaghetti, and then an hour later you're ready to go. Not quite that simple, huh?
No.
Might be pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's a little more nuanced than that, and it depends on the athlete and their sport and what they're training for. What you just shared would fall under carbohydrate loading, which may be appropriate for an athlete engaged in continuous exercise beyond 90 minutes. But for most of our athletes, particularly in our community, our youth athletes, a good place to start is actually with what's called the performance plate or the athlete's plate, which is a bit of a take on the USDA's My Plate, but also considering how much time do they have before the big game, how much time do they have before practice, and then that plays a role in what to eat and how much to eat, and based on that individual's needs too, based on their body weight. So it can get real specific.
Yeah. I want to talk as well today about things like maybe mineral deficiencies. I know there are iron-rich foods that people have to take. I have to take iron-rich foods. Okay. And so when you are low in iron or even anemic, there are certain foods you can eat that are going to boost that, aren't there?
There are. That's quite interesting with those foods because our body has some limitations on how much our body is able to actually absorb for iron-rich foods. So some of the best sources are going to be animal sources, particularly red meat and beef are an excellent source of iron. Liver, I know not many people enjoy liver, but those animal sources our body's better able at absorbing. There are plant-based sources that are rich in iron as well, like beans, for example. However, our body is a little less efficient at being able to fully absorb iron from those plant-based foods. But iron has a best friend, which is vitamin C. Vitamin C can actually enhance iron absorption. Yeah. And there's other considerations too, like cooking in cast iron to enhance that extra iron. Yeah.
The pan in which you're making your food can impact it?
Absolutely. That cast iron skillet, super affordable, hardy, has a long-lasting shelf life for wear and tear on it. But yeah, a little bit of elemental iron can transfer through food and that cooking process.
See, I've been working on my Teflon intake lately with my skillet. We're talking to Nicole Dann-Payne here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. It is National Nutrition Month. Okay, something that you said previously that I wanted to circle back to, and that has to do with what a person's goals are. I assume that when you're a 20-year-old athlete, as opposed to a 30-year-old mom-to-be, as opposed to a 60-year-old or a 70-year-old, dietary needs are going to change as you age or as your circumstances in life change, pregnancy being one of those. Is that true? Yes,
definitely. Each individual is going to have unique needs depending on where they're at in their life stage, depending on their age, their physical activity, their state of health. All of those factors are going to play a role.
Sex as well?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
All right. So all of those are things. And as a dietitian, that's how you work with them. You design the diet to meet each of their needs.
Yes. That's why when we sit down with an individual looking to work with a dietitian, we spend a lot of time with them. You're not just in and out in 15 minutes. We have to learn more about the entire person, about those factors that you mentioned, but also their knowledge level, their skill level, their support system at home, learning too what motivates them to want to achieve their particular goal, what some of their challenges may be, and helping them brainstorm and strategize ways of overcoming those challenges and those barriers. So again, really meeting people where they are and providing them truly individualized care.
Then, is it true then, as scientific as that sounds, that there are certain metrics that you measure on each individual?
There are different aspects we take into consideration when, for example, estimating their daily energy needs, their nutritional needs, again, looking at physical activity levels, looking at what they are currently eating and seeing where there may be opportunities to make particular changes. So yes, there are definitely different metrics that we can look at to help them.
Yeah. And I'm assuming as well, since diet and nutrition goes so much hand in hand with fitness and exercise, that S&T Wellness Center, which includes all of those different elements, the exercise, the gym, and all of that, and the dietitians, the nutritionists there, that's the ideal place.
It's a great place, absolutely. We have our exercise physiologists there in the S&T Wellness Center who can, again, provide that individualized care to folks in our community and helping them develop an exercise plan that's suitable to the individual and their needs. And then, of course, yes, us dietitians who can work with folks on their eating habits and fueling and nutrition. Mm-hmm.
So somebody sitting at home saying, you know what, I've just let it get away, and I'm not where I want to be. I'm not eating the right foods. I know that. I'm not exercising the way that I should. I need to get hooked up with the S&T Wellness Center and speak to a dietitian and develop a plan and work with them. What should they be doing today? Well, how do you go about starting that whole process?
They are more than welcome to call our office. The Institute for Healthy Living line is 724-357-8088. So they can call us and we can answer their questions about our services that we provide and offer.
Wonderful. Nicole Dann-Payne, thanks so much for the visit this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so inspired to not eat a donut right now. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. You said 357-8. Say it again.
724-357-8088.
8088. That's what I thought it was. I wasn't absolutely certain. Thanks, Nicole. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com at 7:59.